Sometimes life doesn't announce the moment that will change everything. It doesn't come with a warning or a sign. It comes disguised as a stranger in the dark, a choice made in fear, or a dream too beautiful to question. For Pip, an orphan with nothing, that moment arrived quite early. And it pulled him into a world of wealth, heartbreak, and painful truth. A world built on expectations he never asked for. Great Expectations, written by Charles Dickens in 1861, is more than a classic novel. It is a story about ambition, shame, love, growth, and the illusions we create about life. It's about wanting to rise above your circumstances even when you have no idea what the cost might be. Pip's journey is not simply the journey of a boy becoming a man. It is the journey of a heart learning what truly matters, a journey from innocence to experience, from pride to humility, from illusions to truth. Pip grows up in the lonely marshlands of Kent. He is an orphan, raised by his strict sister Mrs. Joe and her warm-hearted husband Joe Gargery, the blacksmith. Their home is poor, but Joe's kindness gives Pip comfort in a world that often feels cold. One evening, while visiting the graves of his parents, Pip is suddenly seized by a terrifying figure. An escaped convict, ragged, starving, shivering in the marsh fog. He threatens Pip, demanding food and help. Pip, frightened and trembling, obeys. The next morning, risking punishment from his sister, Pip steals food and a metal file for the convict, whose name he later learns is Magwitch. He has no idea that this single act of compassion will open the first door to his great expectations. Soon, Pip is summoned to Satis house, the decaying mansion of Miss Havisham, a wealthy woman frozen in time after being abandoned on her wedding day. She still wears her old wedding dress. The clocks in her home are stopped at the exact moment her heart was broken. Nothing has been touched since that day. In that airy house, Pip meets Estella, beautiful, elegant, and painfully cold. Miss Havisham has raised her to break hearts, to punish men for the betrayal she herself suffered. Pip falls in love instantly, but this love comes with a painful price. For the first time in his life, Pip feels ashamed of himself. Ashamed of his clothes, ashamed of his hands rough from hard work, ashamed of Joe, the simple blacksmith who loves him deeply. From that day forward, Pip begins to believe that the only way to be worthy of Estella is to rise to become a gentleman. Then, one day everything changes. A lawyer named Jaggers arrives with a shocking news. Pip has a mysterious benefactor. Someone has given him money enough to transform him into a gentleman in London. Pip is told he has great expectations. He convinces himself that Miss Havisham is behind this gift and that she intends Estella to be his future. This belief becomes the engine of his ambition. Pip leaves Joe, leaves the marshes, leaves everything that once made him who he was. In London, he learns how to dress, speak, behave, and spend money like a gentleman. But with every step forward, he grows more distant from his old life. He becomes proud, ashamed of Joe, blinded by dreams that were never truly his. One stormy night, years later, Pip receives a visitor. It is Magwitch, the convict he helped as a child, older now, scarred by a lifetime of suffering. And in that moment, Pip's entire world collapses. Magwitch, not Miss Havisham, is his real benefactor. The money, the promise, the great expectations, all came from a criminal Pip once pitied. Pip feels disgusted, ashamed, betrayed. He realizes he built his dreams on a lie and treated the people who loved him with coldness. Yet slowly, Pip begins to understand the truth. Magwitch is not a monster. He is a man who never forgot the kindness of a child in the marsh. All he wanted was to give Pip a better life than he ever had. Pip starts caring for him, protecting him, risking everything to help Magwitch escape the law. In doing this, Pip finds something he had lost long ago, his humanity. Meanwhile, Pip learns that Estella is marrying someone else, a cold, cruel man named Bentley Drummel. Pip's heart breaks not because she chose someone else, but because he realizes Miss Havisham never planned for him and Estella to be together. He was only a tool in her emotional revenge. When Pip confronts her, Miss Havisham breaks down, realizing the pain she caused not only to Pip but to Estella as well. The illusion begins to crumble for everyone. Magwitch is captured, his health fails, Pip stays beside him holding his hand in his final moments, a sign of pure unconditional loyalty. Almost all of Pip's wealth disappears, he becomes sick, he is alone. And then, in the quiet of suffering, Joe returns. Joe, the simple man Pip once felt ashamed of, takes care of him, nurses him, pays him debts, and reminds him what real love looks like. Humbled, Pip returns home, not as the gentleman he once pretended to be, but as the person needed to become. Great expectation teaches us that life's greatest lessons don't come from wealth, success, or social status. They come from our failures, our heartbreaks, and the moments that force us to see the truth. Pip learns that love without kindness is empty, that ambition without gratitude is dangerous, and that the people who stand by us when we have nothing are the ones who deserve us when we rise. Charles Dickens reminds us that true greatness is not about what we have but who we become. Pip's journey shows that even the wrong roads can lead us to the right truths. If this narration helped you understand great expectations and the emotional depth behind Pip's journey, don't forget to like, share and subscribe because every classic story becomes unforgettable when we learn the lessons hidden inside it. Thank you for watching, children. Happy learning.